Hello my friends, John LaRuffa here with another Straight Up Solo, and in this episode we're going to take a look at Stonespine Architects. I'm going to show you how this plays from a solo standpoint, go through a couple turns, and then tell you what I think about it. Alright, let's get started. Okay folks, and as usual, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't done so already, and if you have, thank you so much for that support. I really do appreciate it. So this game is basically a drafting game, alright? And at the beginning of the round, you are going to start with 5 of these cards that have all sorts of attributes on them, okay? They have different monsters. They have different, well, they didn't have traps on any of these, but they have different traps. They sometimes can have treasures or victory points. Treasures would be looking like that, but I don't have any in my dungeon. And then each of these would also have some type of gold amount, usually, which you'll be able to spend at the end of your round. Game is played 4 rounds, and basically what you're doing is you're going to select 4 different cards, whichever order you want, for this next row. The game itself is very similar to some other kind of role player games in that you have this pattern of different things you want to get to earn points at the end. You also want to configure this dungeon in a specific orientation and ways so that you can score points by your paths. And there's other goals and stuff like that. So it's very much a familiar feeling for those who have played other games like this from this designer. Now, how does the AI work? Well, the AI basically doesn't interact too much with what you're doing. It kind of reacts afterwards, okay? So what happens is you will have a deck of cards over here, and they do have a way to make this more challenging. You use 6 normally, but you can take the 3 weakest out with 3 harder ones to make it much more challenging if you want. You're going to flip one of these over at the end of the, or at the beginning of the round, and it's going to say, okay, if you leave any of these cards with this icon, in this case, the icon is the green one that you can see here, in your hand, so to speak, at the end, when you discard them, they're going to be discarded to the AI's dungeon, or your opponent's dungeon, okay? If they aren't that kind, they just get set out of the game. And when they are that kind, they're going to count towards whatever that dungeon is for a scoring standpoint at the end. The other thing it's going to tell you is if you pass and you add up all these gold here, if you are equal to or less than this amount, then the opponent's going to activate. He's going to take, in this case, the top 2 sections here for his dungeon, and he will remove the lowest numbered challenge card over here. And then finally, at the end of the game, it's going to score 10 points plus 3 points for every treasure chest that it has accumulated in tokens or on its cards. So you have to be cognizant of what it's going to do to score, and you're trying to avoid giving them or allowing them to get points while maximizing your stuff. At the very end of the game, you are going to also compare this goal card here. In this case, it says whoever has the fewest chests in their dungeon, they're going to get 15 points. The other person would get 9. The only issue with that is, if you look at it, he's going to get 3 points for every chest he gets. So if I want to get this, the more points, I've got to be careful because the more chests I feed him, it's going to be contradictory where he's going to get points for those chests. So there's lots of good little interactions like that you have to be cognizant of. And these challenge cards will help you to score a ton of points throughout the game. For instance, this one I got in the first round says, for every different type of trap I have in my dungeon at the end, I'll get 3 points. Well, I've got this spinning knife trap here, that's 1 type. I got this flame trap here, it's 2. And I've got this bear trap, that's 3. So there's 5 different types, so I'm already well on the way to getting my hands on the full 15 points for that card. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at what this looks like when I make some choices here. So what do I have? Well, in this section, I want to have a card that has a trap on it. Over here, I want to have a card that comes from the cave configuration like this. And then these they don't matter at all. But what I want to do with these is either use those to, fulfill some types of goals that I have, or I want to also make sure that I get this path going, because one of the things you're trying to do is you're trying to connect cards with this entrance and also cards with the exit eventually. And if you connect them to both, they'll be worth 2 points. If it's just connected to one, it'll be worth 1 point. All right, so let's take a look at what I've got. Well, do I have any cards that will make a link from the top? Yes, I do. This one right here will help me make Link. So at least if I play that card, it can help me keep the dungeon going, so to speak. But let's see what else we have. We have gain 2 reputation for each trap on a single path in your dungeon. Interesting, that's pretty good. Because I have a bunch of paths or traps already. So why don't we do that? Why don't we keep that dungeon flowing that way? We'll play this card here, right? It can cover up what that one was, doesn't really matter as far as these. So that is my card that I play, the Knoll Hideout. Okay, and I'm also probably going to gun for this because I'm focusing on traps, which is good. And I'm not worried about him taking this away because I know he's going to take away this one. Okay, so then I have to choose one to keep for my next choice or next round. And then I'm going to be discarding the other ones and anything that's green, which I don't have any green cards in my hand now. That was the only green one, would go to him, so that's good. Well, so I need one that would give me a trap. None of these have traps on them. So we're probably going to avoid those. Let's maybe get one of these that gives me some more coins, and we'll discard the rest of these, and the icons don't match. Then what you do is you have one card coming through, and you draw one card for each empty room. So that's 3 more cards for the next turn. Oops, for the next turn. Okay. So now let's see. I have. This is a promo card with this healing well, but that has another trap on it, which is good. So I'm definitely going to play that one. And it fits really well with this spot right here because this spot needs a trap. Oh, yeah, it needs a trap, and it has a trap. So we're good. All right. Now, which other ones do I want? Well, I'd like to deny him some green. He has a green one here, but this doesn't really fit real well with what I'm going for. And this is a trap, a final trap that I don't have. So I'm going to take that one, and I'm not sure I'll be able to connect these, but we'll see how it goes later. And then he gets this one, which right now, it doesn't seem like this is going to help him too much from a scoring standpoint, so I'm not so upset about that. And then there we go. Now, 2 more cards for me. Here's an intersection, which is helpful, but I said I wanted to use this trap. I'll probably put this over here in the hopes that I can connect it somehow. You know, I know I'll get it there probably if I keep the intersection, which I should. So I'll keep the intersection, and then he gets this guard room. Now this will give him 3 points. So there's the kind of trade-off I have to say. Is it worth 3 points? You know, it's not. I'm going to give him this one, and then I just draw 1 more because I don't want to give him the 3 points. That'd be silly. Oh, here we go. Now I could put this over here, and he does not get to take the last card from me. So that gives me the connection, still connected into traps, still good for what I want. All right, so then the round is over. Now I will take a look and see how much gold I had. So 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I moved my thing to 11. Well, he had 15, so I knew that was going to happen. So this gets discarded because that says the lowest number. Plus, he will take possession of these things here. So that's a couple of treasure chests, which pays him some points, but at the same time, it'll help me be competitive for this. Now, I had 11. If I had any other treasure chests in my dungeon, I would have added that to my 11, but I'm trying to go lower on chests this time for that. So he has basically done his interaction with me, and now I will spend some money, and I'm still going to want, I'm going to get this one, so I'm still going to want to buy some traps, and it's use it or lose it. So I'll spend all 10 and get both of these traps, and I want them to go on that connected spot, right? So I'll put one there, and I'll put the other one here. So now we got plenty of traps going this way and that, all going to be good for this one right here. Gain 2 reputation for each trap on a single path in your dungeon. Now, the other thing with the single path is you can't branch, so I am not going to be able to, like, I kind of misspoke a little bit there because it has to be a single, you know, way in. So that would be like these right here and these, and then we'll see. So that actually wasn't so bad because it puts me, I have, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and if I went over here, 6, that's good. So, and then when I did this guy right here, I could have moved a market token or a secret passage token to another chamber, but I decided not to, just being clarifying what that does. That's part of the little mini promo. Okay, so then I have this. What we do to reset the end of this round is we're going to put this over here. He is going to, and if I hadn't bought those, by the way, he would have gotten them. So it's good that I do buy them, because it just feeds him points. We give him these. He will draw another card. Now he's keeping green again, but it's a lower cash value this time. And then we put out the final set of challenges. So you don't put out challenges at the end or at 11. So this one, if I wanted to get this one, I'm gonna have to pass before he gets it. So that better be really worth it if I wanna do that. Okay, and then I would basically draw back up. I have 4 extra rooms or for this next round. Here's my 4 cards, and away you go. I think this gives you a pretty good understanding of the game. You play it 4 rounds, and then you're gonna score. And you're gonna score for this card right here, which is how well you managed your plans. Oh, and I have to bring out some more of these. You're going to score for the end game. Whoever's got the most gold at the very end, 9 points or 6 points, which you're going to be passing on a lot of things if you decide to pass early on that. So that's kind of an interesting, or I should say not non-interesting. Maybe it's, you really have to know that you're going to be needing those extra 3 points. You score for this card, you score for any of your challenges, and then you also score for any points that you have on your cards itself. And then he will score for all the stars he has here, plus his conditions with what he's got here, plus this right here, and the action over there with regards to, is he going to get the most money or not from that passing. And that's pretty much it. Really pretty quick game. Once you've got it set up, you could easily play this game in a half hour, 45 minutes, just depending on how much you decide to think about the different kinds of conditions and such. And as you get familiar with it, it really goes quickly because you kind of know, all right, how much am I giving him? I got to make sure I'm not, giving him extra chests or these types of monsters, which unfortunately I gave him last time. But you kind of weigh all those things together and you get better at what you're doing in regards to being efficient. But either way, let me tell you what I think about it. And there you have it. That the game itself is a pretty fun, pretty easy to play drafting game. And if that's what you're looking for, this game does it really well. It is, theme-wise, it could have been anything, right? It could have been a dungeon, it could have been a space, it could have been this, it could have been that. The theme is pasted on, doesn't matter, whatever. It just makes for some nice art, and I'm fine with that. The choices are fun. I like drafting games. I also like puzzle games, kind of putting things together and trying to maximize everything. I don't think it's a massive brain burner by any means, and I think it would kind of fall into that light medium category because of it. The main considerations you're trying to do besides, manage your goals is to make sure you're not feeding the opponent points, which makes sense, and that's kind of what you would do if you were playing a multiplayer game too. It doesn't have a ton of interaction, just in general built in. You just wouldn't want to let somebody else take something that you know that they need. I like how they do the drafting. I mean, so in a drafting game, sometimes it gets kind of convoluted of take this card, discard this, add this, whatever, which is fine. I mean, it's okay. But in a one player here, I like that you basically take a card, save a card, and then discard the rest, but you might have to give some of them to him. It's better than, I think, just the old randomly shuffle, give him a card. It gives you more decision space, which I think is more fun and makes the solo mode better. It's not just random, like, well, he got these kind of points and this is what he gets, and so you deal with it. So overall, I like it. It fit exactly what I was looking for. I wanted a game that was in the middle to the middle light road when I want to play, when I don't want to bust out a major brain burner, and I just want to play something fun for a half hour to 45 minutes and just kind of blow off some steam, And that's the way I feel about this game. This isn't going to be one that you rush home from work like, I can't wait to get back into this one, right? That's not my impression of it, at least. This one's more like, what should I play tonight? I'm a little bit exhausted. You know what? This one provides some nice choices. I like playing it, pretty easy. Let's do it. And I do like the fact that you can put in harder cards, swapping out from the easier ones to ratchet up the difficulty. I wouldn't say that the AI was particularly easy or anything like that, but you could tell, like, once you really know what you're doing, you're going to be paying attention a little more, and you could really deny him points. And so it's good that there's a little bit of a configuration situation there. So either way, if you like drafting games, this one's good. If you like kind of puzzly games, this one's good. If you're looking at something that's going to blow you away and you're going to play it every single night, I don't think that's what this game offers. This game offers a a regular play, maybe once every couple of months, or once every couple of weeks, or once or twice a week, however much you like to do it. But it's all about the style of game you're looking to play. And so for me, I kind of knew that going in, and that's why I picked it up, because I wanted one that was going to fit this easier, breezier style of thing with some good choices and not just a bunch of randomness. Sure, the cards are random, but there's enough information you have starting with the tokens that come out and everything else where you can say, okay, I really need this, or I don't need to take a chance on that. I could buy this card. And there's enough information where you can, especially how you put the gold stuff together, you can make sure you get what you really need, or take some risks on some things. So either way, I'm enjoying it. I think you'll enjoy it too if you're looking for that. But I'm going to keep it and play it fairly regularly. So thanks so much for watching, everybody. I really appreciate that support. And I always say, whatever you decide to do in the future, I really hope you have a fantastic time doing it. Take it easy now.